jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back
Good morning and biggest shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side Official, you already know. The first in the building, Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. The OG is on deck. What it do, man? Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up as always. So I'm back with a part 2 of the dive orders that was given to Francis Ngannou. Now, yesterday when you know, that guy Brim came to vent, I didn't want to go through this because I do cover MMA and boxing, and I didn't want to have no type of film study because, you know, for me, he's a casual boxing fan, if that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, being a consumer and being an actual fan and media, you know what I'm saying, is much different. But I didn't want to really go into any details and get him disinterested in whatever he came over here to do as a Wilder hater. So what I'm going to show you all today is the footage itself, and you can take it for what it is. I have followed Francis Ngannou since he came into the UFC, until he left the UFC and now in PFL. I pretty much know how his fighting style is, and I didn't want to really go into fine detail about anything with that dude. I just wanted him to get the Wilder hater off his chest. So today we're going to go over some exposure that is absolutely real. And you have to ask yourself, okay, I get it now. All right. But you have to follow mixed martial arts to understand. If you don't look at both fights between Fury and Joshua and pay attention, because look, some of these fight fans, they only pay attention to fighters that means something to them, you know, for whatever reason that is. You know what I'm saying? Popular fighters that mean something. But pay attention to the first footage. All right? The first footage that you see, I'm going to show you. I'm going to slow it down. All right? I'm going to slow it down for you. I want you to just take a little bit of time. Not this, my fault. Not this. That's the next. That's the next. I want you to look at this footage right here. Okay, let's go back over the first part, round 1. Okay? Of course, these are the highlights now. Pay close attention. And I'm not saying this, you know, I'm just saying this. Just pay attention to how it looks. So did you see, first of all, let's identify Joshua. He is the fighter throwing the punch, right? Joshua's the fighter throwing the punch, right? I just want to make sure we understand that Anthony Joshua is the fighter that's throwing the punch. Right or wrong. So Anthony Joshua is an orthodox 6'6" with 82-inch, 28 victories now and 3 defeats, 25 knockouts. He threw that punch. Can y'all see it real good? Let me bring it back. Anthony Joshua steps in with a power shot on Francis Ngannou. Both fighters, check this out. Both fighters are face to face. Joshua's in the orthodox stance and Ngannou's in the southpaw stance, in the unorthodox stance. Okay, keep that and bookmark it. Feints, get the rhythm down, get the timing. Joshua just steps in. You know what I'm saying? You have a fighter in the southpaw stance, right? In the southpaw stance, man. Ngannou, right there in front of Joshua, in the orthodox stance. Get the little rhythm down. He throws the shot. There's a little bit of space in between that glove. Francis is in the process of going back. Francis has been hit with better shots, heavier shots than this. This shot really wasn't a heavy shot on Ngannou. Look how wide Ngannou's stance is. Look how wide Ngannou's stance is. You know what I'm saying? It's wide enough. He has a stronger base, being he deals with mixed martial arts, to get hit in the face like that and not go down. He's did it before. Stay with me. Now the shot was supposedly landed, and Francis Ngannou just goes down, put all the effort into it up against the ropes. Oh man, what a hell of a punch! Hell of a punch! A hell of a punch, y'all. Hell of a punch. You know what I'm saying? Let's see Francis get the count. Joshua's over there. You know what I'm saying? Muscles bulging. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to sell the fight, y'all. Here we go again. Francis is in the orthodox stance, right? You heard what I just said? Francis is in the orthodox stance. You go back here. You go back here. Francis in what? The southpaw stance. Francis in the southpaw stance initially. Now he comes back out in the orthodox stance. The referee looking at him. Hey, you know the orders. Don't forget the orders. Francis not wobbling anything. You know what I'm saying? Referee tell him to go to his right. Referee call the fight. 40 seconds left. Just from a knockdown now. This is from a knockdown. Feint. A foot feint by Joshua. Put out a jab that wasn't supposed to land. Francis in the orthodox stance. Now, remember I said Francis was in the southpaw stance before. Now he's in the orthodox stance. Okay? Remember that. Nothing going on here. All of a sudden, Joshua want to try to jab to the freaking body, and he already laid the guy down easily with a punch that never landed. Go. Feints. Joshua just dropped Francis Ngannou not too long ago. Just stalling time. This is called moving around. Look at this. He wasn't even within range to land that shot. And look at Francis' wild shots. He's an MMA guy. Look how he lets Joshua. Look, check this out. Look how he allows Joshua to get an overhook on him. He gets the underhook, right? And there's really nothing going on. Because MMA fighters are taught to fight on the inside. You know what I'm saying? There's no way Joshua's going to win a clinch battle with Francis Ngannou. There's no way. And those two shots that Francis threw on the inside was on the outside arms, on the bicep of Joshua. They wasn't meant to land. You know what I'm saying? It's just playing around, stalling the time. 25 seconds remaining in the first round, y'all. Look at this. Look at that. Francis is just popping them in the back, not even trying to do a headshot. Look at this shit. You got to look at it in slow motion and see. Look, we're in the first round. They're full of strength. They're charged up, y'all. They're supposed to be the big grand kahuna. You know what I'm saying? Look at Joshua with a foot feint again. For what? 19 seconds. Look at the time tick away. Francis Ngannou does the same thing again. He's out of range. He's out of range. He tried to throw a lazy shot that wasn't meant to land. Another feint. 15 seconds. Joshua just all of a sudden stopped moving because the second round is the round. That's the betting odds for everybody to get paid. You know what I'm saying? That knows that this fight is going to take place and finishes in the second round. Look at it. Look at it. Come on now. Why do you think if you get an early knockdown like that, you're not going to freaking put that jab out there and put it to work? Nothing but foot feints. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. This is called moving around, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. That jab wasn't meant to land. Look at that lazy counter shot by Francis. It wasn't meant to land. Let's go to the next round. Let's go to the next round. All right. Let's go to the next round. Look at that. You know, not too much work. Francis get knocked down. Ooh wee. But the second round is the grand finale. All right. Barely hit Francis in the freaking mouth. Right? Barely touches Francis in the mouth. And he goes down like he's never been hit by a shot before. Look at Tyson Fury over there. Tyson Fury's not shocked. Tyson Fury is not jumping up and down. Second round. Check this out. What stance is Ngannou in, first of all? He's in the orthodox stance. That's his, I'm enlightening you into something. That's his Francis regular average stance, okay? Francis' stance, even though mixed martial artists can switch stance, his orthodox stance is his strongest stance, okay? If you watch Joshua in this, he's moving a Francis power shot. Francis is known to be one of the hardest hitter in mixed martial arts and in combat sports, period. Look how Joshua is just moving towards his right hand. He's a southpaw, right? He's moving towards Francis Ngannou right hand. So Joshua's moving to his left. Joshua threw a jab up top, jab to the body, moving to Francis left. So what to Joshua's left. What Francis should have done when Joshua threw that jab to the body is came over the top with the right hand. It's there all day. It's there all day, but he didn't want to do it. That's not what he's supposed to do. He could have finished Joshua right there. When he threw that jab up top and then came down low, Francis could have came over the top of that left, right, and hit him. You know, clear, clean headshot. Nothing. Backs out. Let him backs out. Nothing. Nothing. Get the rhythm down. There it is. Threw a lazy jab out there, right? Threw a lazy jab out there, and Joshua did the same thing Francis was supposed to do. And don't tell me he doesn't know how to throw a counter or overhand counter. He's a mixed martial artist, heavyweight champion. Don't tell me he don't know how to do that shit. Look at that. Boom. Now overhand right. It was right there for Francis. In the orthodox stand, it was right there. But the one who's going to use it, right here. Overhand right. That's exactly what Francis could have did. Joshua lands that shot. Francis sits down. He looks around. He want to sell it. He's been hit harder than that in his freaking combat sports career. The referee's counting the fight. Watch this right here, y'all. Francis is freaking auditioning for Creed 5. Got his mouth open. His eyes is not glazed. He's looking at the referee. He got that dazed and confused $20 million look on his face. He's nodding to the ref. I'm okay. His eyes don't look glazed. He don't look hurt. He ain't wobble legged. He ain't shit. Look at how he's looking around. Look how he's looking around. Look, he wipes the blood off his lips. That's a Creed moment, y'all. He want to sell it. Oh, let me wipe the blood. How do you even know you have blood on your lip, bro? He wipes the blood off his lip and get his Creed debut, right? Goes right to the X. Look at this now. Goes right to the X. Boom. He's still in the orthodox stance, y'all. Still in the orthodox stance. He goes right there to the Riyadh emblem, center square for everybody to see, y'all. Everybody to see. Right center square for the finishing touch. You know what I'm saying? For the finishing touch, y'all. Go right there to the middle so everybody, the cameras can get in right in front of the Sheiks, right in front of Tyson Fury, right there to the center square. Both fighters, look at Joshua's lead foot and look at Francis' lead foot. Both of them go right to the center square, y'all. This is after a knockdown. He's supposed to be so hurt. He goes right to the center square for the finale. He goes right to the center square for the finale. Both have their lead foot on the Riyadh logo. Both of them. Joshua's in the orthodox. Francis in the orthodox. He goes right there, stands, and let's just watch the finishing blow right here. Look at that. Look how Joshua just leans. He didn't even set anything up, dog. This is a Creed freaking moment. This is Rocky. Look at Francis. He hasn't even bent his knee yet. He walked out there to the middle of the freaking square. He hasn't even bent his knee yet, bro. He hasn't even bent his knee to brace for the shot. This is what you call the kill blow. He hasn't even bent his knees. Joshua, let's go back just a little bit. Joshua walks out. Look at this now. Francis is standing there. No bent knees, not really trying to brace. Referee just said he was cool, right? Look how Joshua just leans in. Knees bent. Francis understand that Joshua's about to throw his lead right. Why? Because he has his high. He had it high to his chin. And that's what he's gonna come with, his lead. He's loading up. Look, he's loading up to get full leverage. Look at how he raises that lead foot. And he's going to come over the top with that right hand. Francis Ngannou is just standing right there. His chin is not really tucked all the way. His hand is not really bracing like a winky right guard. He's just waiting for the finishing blow. Look how low Joshua's hand is. Francis' hips is sticking out. Okay? Francis' hip is sticking out. That is a fighter, in my opinion, is not trying to defend. He's trying to prepare. He was trying to prepare for flight. He's not preparing for a counter shot. Joshua's left hand is low. Francis has a clear shot at Joshua. Left side of his face. Once again with a counter right hand. Francis, his hips are back. His right foot is back. Knees still, just slightly bent, but not to embrace for that shot. He's literally standing erect, y'all. He's literally standing erect. He's trying to brace himself for this shot. This is all new for Francis. This is all new for him, bro. Look how he did. His mouth is open. He throws out his left hand to make it seem like he's trying to do something boxing related. You know what I'm saying? He didn't move his head. You trying to tell me Francis can't move his head? He didn't move his head at all. Joshua lands the shot. Francis go down. A Creed moment. Creed moment. I'm pretty sure you can find this knockdown in Creed, one of the Creeds. Look at him. Look at him. He's just sitting there on the canvas. know what I'm saying, looking up at the lights. 1, 2, 3, 2 million, 2, 3, 4, 5 million, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8 million, 9, 10 million. Look at Joshua walking around like he did something spectacular. All right. Now, let me get up out of here. Let me show you this before I get to my next clip. All right. Let me show you this before I get to the next clip. Watch this clip right here. Look how both fighters are bending their legs. Them feints they was doing. Now he didn't even land flush. He didn't even land flush on Francis. Francis ain't never been known to have a weak ass jaw like that. He didn't even land flush on Francis, man. Didn't even land flush. Francis been hit with 4-ounce gloves before, elbows, kicks, all that. And Joshua lands a grazing blow that touched him just a little bit, or did it? You know what I'm saying? Or did it? I don't see any blood on his lip. Down go Francis. Down go Francis. And this is not my video. This is somebody else's video. And let me put that disclosure up there. Look at that. Francis ain't never gotten up from a blow that's more devastating than that, huh? Well, we about to find out. Look at this, y'all. All the feints that don't mean anything. Look at that. He didn't even throw a jab with it. Typical boxing setup. He barely even grazed if he did touch it. It looked like he didn't even freaking touch freaking Ngannou. It looked like he didn't even touch him. You know what I'm saying? That particular knockdown. The other one, yeah, because that was a finishing blow. This is a typical boxer's feint to get the timing down. You know, it happens all the time. Look at that. Francis is good. Francis is good. He played the part, y'all. Look at that. He played the part. Francis is good, y'all. Let me get up out of here. I'm going to share one more with you, okay? Now check this out. Now check this out. This is Francis Ngannou. He's in his stance, his strongest stance, his original stance, his natural stance, southpaw position. Look at his energy with Tyson Fury. Look at this. This is the knockdown. You see how he came with the counter left? That's the knockdown. He's in the orthodox stance. Not all that switching to the weakest stance, which he's not trained in. He's not trained for that freaking stance he was in, the southpaw stance. He's trained for orthodox. That's his strongest stance. How I know that? Because I watched him in MMA. Even though you can switch in MMA, this is his strongest stance. Look at this defense now. Let me slow this down a little bit so you can see it. Look at Francis' defense comparable to Joshua now. Because it's all about the so-called hate, right? Look at this. Look how high he has his guard. Boom, over the top with a nice counter left hand on top of the head. Did you see that with Joshua? Come on, man. Get out of here. Look at this. Look how he raises his hand up, brace for the shot, and he's throwing when Tyson's throwing. He's throwing when he's punching while Tyson is punching. They're throwing at the same time. The counter shot was Francis Ngannou over Tyson Fury's right hand. Let's check that out again. Tyson throws the right hand and Ngannou comes over the top of it. The same shot that he refused to throw with Joshua. I gave you the clip. That opening was there for Joshua, but he didn't want to throw it. He didn't want to throw it, y'all. And he was in the orthodox stance. Your power right hand was there. You know how to throw. You know how to throw. You know how to punch. You know how to counter punch. Why didn't you throw with Joshua? It was right there. He did it. Look, he did it with Fury, though. Look how they selling this. Look at this. Fury hit him on the chin. He didn't budge. He came back with the overhand left. You know what I'm saying? That hook. Nice counter hook shot. Nice counter. Look at Fury. Just selling the fight, just laying down there. He's getting paid regardless. Look at that. A shot that he wouldn't throw against Joshua. And he was in his natural stance. He was in his natural stance, y'all. Because his right hand is his strongest hand. But he wouldn't throw it when Joshua threw that jab up top into the body. Tyson Fury just landed a nice combo right there. Francis didn't really budge at all. This is the man who knocked Deontay Wilder out clean in their third fight. Francis Ngannou didn't budge. Caught him on the chin again. Nothing. Look how Francis is responding to Fury. He's responding. He's swinging. All he did was Joshua's let people know the reason why he wasn't able to move, because his ankles had 20 million wrapped around each of them, and they was heavier than them ankle weights was heavier than he thought. Every time Tyson Fury throws a punch, Francis tries to respond. It's a difference. It's a difference when, yeah, this might have been predetermined that Fury's gonna win anyway. Look at that jab. Look at Fury come back with the elbow. Look at that. Francis just stood there. You trying to tell me Joshua, the only way you can sell Joshua fights is that Francis just stand there like a statue? Look at that. He's constantly moving, pressing, pressure, pressure, pressure. Look at that look on his face. Pressure, pressure. Look at the jab. He ain't just standing there on the freaking Riyadh logo. Look at this shot. Look at this shot by Fury. Boom. Elbow to the head. Francis is used to that. The man's still there. The man's still there. Fury's looking at him like, okay, he's still there. All right. Look at this. Punching when Fury's punching. Punching when Fury's punching. Nice on the inside. Look how he was clenching the back of Fury's head. That's MMA. Hey, Fury's big as hell. Watch that. Fury's big as hell. Look how easy he was able to clench him from the back of the head. Look at that. He could have lit his ass up right there with an uppercut. How he's clenching and holding. Now, that's not legal in boxing. It is in bare knuckle fighting. Okay? You can clench behind the head and freaking swing. And not swing. You can punch with your free hand. Look at that headbutt by Fury. Look how aggressive Ngannou is. He knows how to fight. Look at that hook. Boom. Very active. Very active. Both fighters land punches. Fury's not really, doing too much. Fury is Fury. Not really doing too much, man. He's the heavyweight champ of the world, man. Come on, man. He know this game. Look how you congratulating one another. I mean, I'm saying to myself, like, the aggression and pressure that he had fighting Tyson Fury was way different than going in there acting like you don't have no energy and you can't punch. It's becoming a little over there in Riyadh. It's becoming a little routine over there in Riyadh for some reason. I don't know. Like, you know, a fighter goes to the center of the ring to get the good camera shot, to get the money shot. And he just stands there. When I didn't see none of that with Tyson Fury. But he does it with Joshua. And he fights in the southpaw stance when he gets his ass knocked clean the fuck out. Why? Why were you in your less dominant stance, man? You are an orthodox fighter. Your right hand is your strongest hand. Why would you be switching up to the southpaw position? Oh, so you can what? So you can set the shot up, the grand finale. Hey, the shit's not supposed to make sense. I'm just saying it's out there for your viewing pleasure. For real, it's out there for your viewing pleasure. Whether you want to take a look at it or not, that's up to you. But it's out there for your viewing pleasure, y'all. Just take a look at it. It's out there for your viewing pleasure. Tyson Fury hit Ngannou with way more solid shots than this shit right here. But when you're sitting there trying to sell something, you know what I'm saying? Trying to sell something. That's what you get right there. That's damn near similar to the way Tyson Fury went down in his fight with Ngannou. But no way Joshua hit him hard enough for him to just go down like that. It's just, that ain't it. He got a way better chin than that, y'all. But when you're getting paid $20 million, yeah, you can put a glove on somebody close to their cheekbone and they go down and sit on the mat and then get up. And look, this is after a knockdown. Joshua didn't even move forward to do anything after it. He didn't do shit after it. All the fighters was just, oh, no, you faint, I faint. You faint, I faint. You fight, I faint. You faint, I faint. You faint, I faint. You faint, I faint. I faint, you faint. I faint, you faint. Just moving around the freaking ring, bro. Just moving around the ring doing nothing, because the second round is where the money's at. The second round is where the money's at, bro. The second round is where the money's at. Imagine all the people that knew that the second round is where the money shot was going to land, and they put their bets in. I'm pretty sure some people left Riyadh very, very, wealthy. You know what I'm saying? They knew the money shot was coming. Francis Ngannou knows how to move around the ring. He fights in a cage which is a larger diameter than the ring. And his rounds are 5 minutes apiece. 5 minutes per round, vice 3 minutes per round in boxing. But he just walked to the logo, y'all. Walked to the logo, stood there. He even put his hips out just a little bit to brace for the shot. And Joshua just comes with a right hand as the finishing blow. And Ngannou rolls over on his right leg to sell the shot. Oh, 20 million. Shout out to my guy, the News by Shaw News Sauce Experience. Team Tucker official in the building, man. Yes, sir, man. Keep dropping the sauce. The News by Shaw News. Appreciate you pulling up, brother. Arnold Brown on deck. What's good? JD on deck. Mill on deck. Shout out to Trick Noti, the Oracle in the building. What's good? Bruce Gas, my brother for life. Salute. What's good with it, Bruce? Yeah, he is. Kingston on deck. What's good? Sound on deck. Francis is a novice in boxing, though, so he probably didn't even understand how to capitalize the right way. Man, see, man, I'm gonna call BS on that. I just showed you. Well, maybe you put that up prior to me showing you the Tyson Fury fight. The Tyson Fury fight proves that is incorrect, brother. I showed that clip for a reason first. I showed him with Joshua first for a reason, so people can see what he did after he fought Tyson Fury. And the reason why I find it disingenuous and fake, because in Tyson Fury fight, he was a lot more active, and he was punching on the inside. He was trying to, go around the guard of Tyson Fury. He was landing counter shots. He was pressuring. Tyson Fury is the heavyweight champion, current reign defending heavyweight champion. Joshua is not. Joshua's been clipped plenty of times. So being that Francis knows he has power in the right hand, why would he go in there, having been knocked down before, be afraid of Joshua? He ain't going to be afraid of no Joshua who has a soft-ass chin. He's not going to be afraid of Joshua. His mindset ain't like that, bro. Francis Ngannou's a tough dude. His mindset ain't like that. He took the dive, bro. Y'all need to figure it out. How you going to deal with it? The evidence is out there. He did everything a boxer was supposed to do with Fury. Counter shots, clinching on the inside, all of that. With Joshua, it was sloppy. He wasn't even trying to damage him. Why? Because they didn't want to relive the Vladimir Klitschko when they brought an old guy in there and Klitschko started beating Joshua's ass. They said, no, that's not the plan. What the fuck? This dude might have PTSD. That's why the referee had to stop the fight in the 11th, which I still consider prematurely, because Klitschko was doing just fine. See, they didn't want to go to the scorecards because it would have been hard sell. So the referee had to stop in there and stop and halt the fight. Brothers going to work. Hit out in the African Den of Thieves. $20 million heist. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? No setup at all, bro. No setup at all. He just walks into range and lands that shot, and Ngannou is just sitting there. Both fighters have their lead foot on the logo. Center shot, center ring, center square, centerpiece, money shot. All for the millions watching to see it go down. Man, come on. Come on, man. That's a script if you would ever see it. Why the hell you going to get up from a knockdown and go right back to the center square if you really are fearful of Joshua's power? No, you're going to have Joshua come to you. You're not going to go to the center square. It's only the second freaking round. It's only the second round, man. It's only the second round. You have plenty of time to move around. Gather yourself. He didn't have to gather himself because he was never hurt. The referee answered, yeah, I'm okay. Eyes not glossy, nothing. Ngannou has a chin, man. You see the jawbones on Ngannou? You see the jawbones on him, man? He got the head of a pit bull, the jaws of a pit bull, goddamn. Said Francis Ngannou, a.k.a. Sidney Stones. You might be giving Ngannou too much credit. Not at all, because I follow him in MMA, and I've seen him get hit with 4-ounce gloves. See, that's where the border patrol comes into place. Because where I can go over to MMA, y'all don't dare cross the border from boxing to MMA. You stay right on the side of boxing, and that's all you focus on. I followed Ngannou ever since he was in mixed martial arts in the UFC, and his fights all the way up to getting that championship. That's how I know this was a bunch of nonsense. You just can't say, I don't know how to fight anymore, and I'm a UFC heavyweight champion, but I go over to boxing just because the gloves are heavier, and now I got to punch with my hands. Do you know they train boxing and MMA too? They have boxing coaches that train them in MMA. You think MMA is just kicking elbows? Grappling? What? Wrestling? No. It consists of a whole lot of other striking disciplines that you don't see in boxing. So just to come over here and act like you can't throw a counter shot over the top. You can't come over Joshua's left. When Joshua threw that damn lazy left, jab. He popped him up top and then went to the bottom. You trying to tell me Ngannou didn't know how to come over the top with his right hand? And he did that with Fury? You trying to say that's a mental block? No, man. It's called a 20. Yeah, like PBC sick, huh? Like the PBC sick? Surf Singer, what's good? Salute to you, brother. Kind of reminds me of Sonny Liston, Leotis Martin. Hey, Bruce. We can take Sonny Liston. We can take Bruce Seldon when he fought Mike Tyson. Who else can we take that went down and barely even was touched by a breeze, by a feather, you know what I'm saying, of a punch and went down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, I can think of Bruce Seldon. He barely got touched, man. Barely got touched. That dude flopped all over the mat. If this fight was rigged, then I'm betting money on Jake Paul for the Tyson fight. You can't bet money on an exhibition fight, brother. It's not a winner. From my understanding, Bruce said they're wearing 18-ounce gloves, bro. It's an exhibition fight. And then furthermore, a good point that he made with Keyshawn Davis, that they busted him for weed, overturned his victory, and suspended him for 90 days. So you trying to tell me the boxing commission is going to allow Mike Tyson to get licensed in Texas? I don't think so, man. He made a good point. I don't think so. I haven't really been paying attention because I just figure it to be another fight that's a joke. You can't take it serious, bro. That's all. He was defensively sound against Tyson. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, JD. Like the ones that don't have to be explained because they understand naturally how a human being would react. I'm talking about with that skill level of training, you're going to react a certain way in any fight. Because you know, Francis said to Tyson Fury, take away the boxing rules and you don't stand a chance, right? So he goes in there knowing how to fight. He's been a champion in the UFC. And people say, he's an 0-1 boxer. Yes, there's certain experience that he is unaware of. He hasn't experienced in the ring yet. But you have to understand, he does know how to fight. He does know how to punch. Francis did not give hardly anything in that fight from what I'm used to. Tyson Fury, he gave pressure. He was countering. He was aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And he just wasn't doing shit that didn't make sense to his experience level. You just can't say an 0-1 boxer and then act like he don't know how to fight. He knows how to fight, bro. It don't have nothing to do with the Saudis. It has something to do with boxing. Boxing. What y'all gonna say? Just because it's in the sandbox? Did y'all not see? What? Look, he said, really, so the Saudis are in on fixed fights now. Well, you obviously don't know what fights they have had in the sandbox. This is boxing, man. You didn't see Joshua Ruiz too? You didn't see Joshua Ruiz too, where they had that man come in way overweight with that paycheck? You trying to tell me the beating, the class that Andrew Ruiz put in on Joshua, he wouldn't come in better shape and retain his titles? Alexander Usyk did. I guess it's different, huh? Where was that fight at? He didn't fight Usyk in no Riyadh. He didn't fight Usyk in Riyadh. And I can respect that. Look, I can respect that. Real talk, I can respect this right here. The Saudis love AJ like they love Ronaldo. It was a showcase for AJ. I can respect that. But don't act like it ain't no such thing as fixed fights in boxing. If the Saudis love AJ, kudos to him, man. Have your network Them some rich people over there. I'm pretty sure AJ gets spoiled when he go over there. Probably they put up some of the finest women in the world when AJ come over there for his post fight. He probably get the freaking VIP treatment. I'm not mad at that, bro, at all. Man, get your money how you get it. But that fight, it wasn't real. It wasn't legitimate. You know what I'm saying? And for whoever this guy is right here, I can respect that. When somebody come in here and say, hey, they got love, and I believe they got love, because Ronaldo be over there chilling. Conor McGregor was over there sitting there. I mean, hey, that's a good network you want to be in. Those guys are rich. He probably, look, them guys come over there and probably don't have to ask for anything. Anything. They probably have some of the finest meals, some of the finest dining you can imagine over there. I can respect that. Ngannou never been knocked out in MMA because MMA guys are terrible punchers. I disagree. Absolutely, I disagree. And Andrew, you don't even follow MMA, dude. You don't even follow MMA. Just to characterize that MMA guys are terrible punchers. Obviously, you never look at Frankie the Answer Edgar. Obviously, you never seen Alexander Volkanovski combinations that he put together. You know what I'm saying? There's been plenty of fighters over there that can box their ass off. I mean, I'm talking about got them hands. Seriously. You obviously didn't know that Chuck Liddell, he wasn't too much a level changer or a grappler. You know what I'm saying? But he'll lay that right hand on you and knock you clean out. Rampage Jackson, the same thing. Wanderlei Silva. Yeah, it might have been sloppy, but he used most of his hands when he had to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's plenty of fighters over there that has great boxing skills. Very great boxing skills. Because they use boxing coaches, man. And Ngannou never even had a chance to think about any kind of strategy before AJ started dropping bombs on him. Not at all, man. Not at all. You know how many rounds they had in that fight? Now you acting like he has no competence as a fighter. Now you acting like he has no competence as a fighter. Oh, I'm not talking. I'm not talking. The evidence is right up there. And most of you that's defending on here crying, you never even knew who Francis Ngannou was before he stepped in there and fought Tyson Fury. You didn't follow him. You probably still thought he was an active heavyweight champion in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Yeah, Mark Hunt, one of those best punchers. Yeah, Mark Hunt, man. Shout out to Mark Hunt. He got treated bad, you know, with freaking Brock Lesnar and all that. But Mark Hunt was the David Tua of freaking mixed martial arts. Even though he came from a K1 background and a dude that big be able to fight the way he did, man, dude had bricks for hands, bro. You know what I'm saying? He reminded me of the David Tua of freaking boxing, bro, or MMA rather. Rampage would put your lights out faster than your own company if you didn't pay your bill. For real, right? They didn't know about Rampage, man. Rampage had to work on his ground game and all that. But dude can box his ass off. Just ask Chuck Liddell. You know, Sugar Rashad had decent hands. Just ask Brad Imes. When Sugar Rashad came into the UFC, the Ultimate Fighter finale, he freaking fought a big, tall behemoth in Brad Imes. And he goddamn broke that dude down with what? Punches. It was a stand-up fight. So you casual MMA fans, if that, you need to do your research. I can't even say y'all MMA fans. Y'all just on here talking. You know, y'all just throwing, you know, a little bit of resistance here and there because you don't know nothing about MMA. I get it. Yeah, I know. But we're talking about MMA. You know what I'm saying? You make a good point. We're talking about MMA guys that didn't start off as boxers. And Andrew said, the box pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He grouped all of them together. And I'm telling you, Andrew, you don't know shit about MMA. You don't know shit about MMA. You know what I'm saying? Holly Holm was over there. Look, Holly Holmes was like a 14-time world champion or something like that. Came over there, got a kickboxing in a little bit. Improved on her, improved on her to be a well-rounded fighter. And look what happened. That boxing defense worked well for her when she fought Ronda Rousey, who didn't have any boxing skills. You know what I'm saying? Ronda Rousey has a judoka background, and Ronda Rousey combined with her boxing and her kicks together. You know what happened. You know what happened. She took that belt. You know what happened. Iceman was better with the hands than anything else. Yeah, Tank Abbott. Yeah, there you go. The pit fighter, Tank Abbott. They had, but will lay your ass clean the fuck out. Tank is the type of person to be up in a bar with a plaid shirt on with the sleeves missing, it's unbuttoned and sitting up there getting stupid drunk, and somebody's like, "Hey, buddy, you think you had enough to drink? Hey, man, I don't have time for your shit today. Get the F out my face, okay, before I knock you clean out. Hey, buddy, what's wrong with you? Huh? I'll fuck you up." And that's when Tank beat up the whole bar. He beat up everybody in there. Tank Abbott was that dude, Trick. You know what I'm saying? That mug over there with a sleeveless plaid shirt on, goddamn it. With Trick, with some steel toe boots on. hey, Tank Abbott's whole his whole intent was to come up there for a fight, dog. They didn't even check out his attire. Dude has some baggy jeans on, sleeveless plaid shirt, the steel toe boots on, dog. It's called a kick-ass freaking outfit, dog. Say it can't punch is foolish. It's crazy. Man, some of the punching that just went on, man, come on, bro. Did you see Rory McDonald and Robbie Lawler? I mean, Robbie Lawler came in there and he was mostly a puncher, period. You know what I'm saying? When he came to MMA, he had to improve his game. Period. Him and Rory McDonald had a legendary fight. They're in the Hall of Fame for that fight. It took years off Rory's life, man, because he's never the same after that. Being a decent puncher in MMA would not translate to boxing. Well, I understand you just trolling, Andrew. You know, you're on that type of time lately. So it's all good. You know what I'm saying? What you're saying is pretty much, to try to get a reaction out of somebody because you don't know shit about MMA. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should educate yourself on MMA. That's all I can tell you. GSP used to train boxing with Freddie Roach. He had a great jab. Aaron Pico. Yeah. Shout out to Pico, man. For a minute there, he was sliding, bro. You know what I'm saying? They put Pico in the freaking fire too quick. You know what I'm saying? Very sharp fighter. I like Pico. But they put him in the fire too. They say, "Hey, you're the next best." The dude couldn't handle the pressure. But now I think he's gotten it on track a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Pico, man. I've been following the UFC and MMA since there was no weight classes. Yes, sir. Gary Goodridge. God damn. Gary Goodridge. Don Fry. Chemo. What? Horace Gracie. Come on now. Come on. I can run just about anyone under the table with that. I know what I know. Talk real. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to them guys, man. I remember watching Chemo get his ponytail ripped out. You know what I'm saying? I remember Horace Gracie being the only fighter in the tournament with a gi. And no one really know why. But they found out, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? The Gracies put the tournament together. And it was to their benefit. You know what I'm saying? Trick Noty, what's good? Dan Severn. Oh yeah, look at Dan Severn. Dan Severn came in as a wrestler, right? And then he started really tuning up his hands. I'm saying Dan Severn was a beast. That was his name, Dan the Beast Severn, right? Dan Severn was an absolute beast, man. Nigga with a thick ass mustache too will slam you on your MFing head, dog. Shit. I mean, shout out to Matt Hughes though. He ain't the same, but I gotta give Matt Hughes his credit too, man. What a run. You know, he has a twin brother that that trained but wasn't as good as he was. But shout out to Matt Hughes, did his thing too, man. Shout out to those guys. I talked to the Paz last night. Okay. What are you up to, that trick? Only MMA guy I seen have any success in boxing was a guy that was going around. I don't even know who you're talking about. I have no idea. Bruce Gadd, and it's good. Let's catch up later. I got some information. Yeah, MMA guys, they definitely train with boxing coaches. You know what I'm saying? Look at Valentina Shevchenko. She has really good boxing, man. Look at Rose Namajunas. Very good boxing. I can go to Jessica Andrade. I can even go to Amanda Nunes. The way she lit up Chris Cyborg and the way she lit up Ronda Rousey. Amanda Serrano has some very, very good boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? Very good boxing. People don't really pay any attention from a boxing standpoint because they just don't watch the sport, period. But to know how to put those combinations together, along with your kicks or elbows or to set up any type of takedowns, I mean, your mind have to be multitasking full speed, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at Henry Cejudo now. Henry Cejudo, Olympic gold medal wrestler. What he did, tuned up his hands. He tuned up his hands. He already knew he was a wrestler. He was good with the wrestling. He still had to work on some ground game stuff, but he was good with wrestling, high level. He tuned up his hands. And then he ended up knocking out TJ Dillashaw and become a two division champ. Flyweight 125 and bantamweight 135. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Mark Munoz has pretty good freaking hands, man. You know what I'm saying? Look at Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt was a boxer before. Cody Garbrandt beat Dominique Cruz damn near with his hands alone, period. You want to talk about the drunken master? I know they giving Ben Whitaker his props, but shit, I ain't seen footwork like Dominique Cruz. Even though he's out, he had many injuries. His footwork was crazy. His footwork was insane, man. That shit was on point. Who else? Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva was pretty damn accurate with his boxing. Pretty damn accurate with his boxing, man. Yeah. Cody Garbrandt has that. You know what I'm saying? You can't put Clay Collard. You can't. Clay Collard is a mixed martial arts / boxer. He did very well during the pandemic. He can actually box. He can actually, fight MMA. He's a well-rounded fighter, but it's very difficult to be on the elite level on either sport when you're going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But he can handle his own. And he made I think he won 3 straight during the pandemic. He got mad love for that shit. He got mad love. Clay Collard is no joke. I'm a big fan of Clay Collard, man. Because if you can go over the boxing and win matches, and you're a mixed martial artist now, and then you go back to MMA and fight, I mean, that's mad respect, man. You know what I'm saying? Clay Collard is a beast. He's a beast. It's so many freaking fighters in MMA that, just take Conor McGregor, for instance. Conor McGregor came in here with the full intent of believing that his left hand would get the job done because he is a counterpuncher. He's a wide stance striker, counterpuncher. So he thought that he'll be able to land at least one of those left hands rather, one of his left hands on freaking Floyd Mayweather. Floyd, being as smart as he is, he knew Conor McGregor, would feel the weight of those gloves once the rounds start to pass by. And Floyd is just too damn skilled. And Conor don't have that good of cardio. For real. He don't have that good of cardio, man. Mighty Mouse was nastier than Las Vegas Hooker. Well, one thing about Mighty Mouse, him being in the lower division, people didn't give him much credit for his work. But Mighty Mouse is absolutely one of my top 3 MMA fighters of all time. Period. Defended his title 11 freaking times. Dude did some shit in there, man. Come on, man. As short as he was, his loss was in a higher division in 135 against Dominique Cruz. Man, come on. When they opened up the flyweight division, he took over. He took over. And then he ended up getting his second loss against Henry Cejudo, who he beat initially. You know what I'm saying? It took Henry Cejudo like 2 years to come back and fight Mighty Mouse. And then they made that infamous trade for Mighty Mouse to go to ONE Championship, ONE FC, and then they brought Ben Askren over there. And we all know what happened with Ben Askren. He fought Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler hurt him, but Ben ain't never been knocked out. He survived, and he ended up winning, only to go get knocked out in 5 seconds by Jorge Masvidal from a flying knee. Hey, what did Demetrius Johnson do at ONE FC? He became world champion. He became world champion. Izzy and Bones got boxing when they in the zone. I think both of them would have been good to fight. Jones would have destroyed Izzy, real talk. But John Jones is more so striking and everything compacted together. He does have boxing. Everything you can imagine John Jones has. He's a little bit healthy these days. I don't know what's going on with him or when he's going to get back into the cage. But he's definitely looking like a heavyweight. That don't mean he can't fight. A fighter's mindset, they just don't wipe it clean just because they transfer from boxing to MMA or MMA to boxing. Clarissa Shields just had her 3rd MMA fight. Why people are not using like, oh, she really don't know MMA, so she can't really know what to do or how to get comfortable in there and count. She knows what her strong point is. That's boxing. Now when it goes elsewhere, like her opponent basically locked her up in an armbar, a submission attempt. And to be honest, I'm gonna tell you what I'm saying, because people, they'll say, "Oh, you hating." No, it's much deeper than that. It's much more so orientated to look at tape. You know, when she was in that armbar, Clarissa was moving away. The girl had her arm locked in, her left arm locked in the armbar, right? Clarissa was turning out the opposite direction to where her arm. You're supposed to turn in to where your arm is at, not away from where your arm is at. That's a good way to get your elbow broken and your motherfucking shoulder ripped apart. But that's her inexperience. But she's getting there, I guess. She's getting there. If she's willing to put the mat time in, she's getting there. But if you look at the video, Clarissa was turning to flight. She was turning to flee. You can't flee an armbar. Armbar, you have to turn into it to save your arm. Why? Because our body naturally is supposed to turn into our arm, not away from our arm. When you put your arm on the wall and try to turn and twist away from it, it's going to be much more uncomfortable than you just turning into your arm and feel the bend of your elbow, feel the release of your shoulder, all that shit. So that shit she got to learn, y'all. She got to learn that. Yeah, Mighty Mouse, my top 3. My top 3, man. Mighty Mouse was amazing. He had no weakness. That submission he invented called a mousetrap was insane. It was, man. It was. Absolutely, it was. It was panic motion. She was trying to run out of there and tough it out. Yeah, that's where she's lacking the composure and being in that position on the mat, on her back. Because She's turning away from an armbar submission when you're supposed to turn into your opponent. And if you can, at least make contact with your hand. Try to stack them. Try to get back to your base. Stand up or something. Your elbow only bends one way now. You know what I'm saying? Your elbow only bends one way. So if someone's trying to freaking break your arm in an armbar, you're not turning away from it. You're turning into it. You're trying to pull it out. You're trying to get more flexibility. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the way it is, bro. Gaethje cooked Ferguson just boxing. Hey, man, you make some good points, man. You make some good points. Obviously, you watch the sport. That's all I'm trying to say. When you get people in here that know MMA, they can throw history up to you. They can line up certain fights. Justin Gaethje, a fighter that's not known for his freaking leg kicks. A beast over there, WSOF. Him and Palomino, right? Finally gets his call up over to the UFC, and he has 2 freaking tough fights. You know what I'm saying? He fought Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier. And you know Dustin Poirier just got a crazy knockout, man, this past weekend. But I think one of his best performances to date was when he fought Tony Ferguson. The reason why I say that, it's not the first fight that I seen with his using his boxing. It's not the first fight, but it's him being smart with his boxing. Because I think with Dustin and reckless, you know what I'm saying? He got kind of reckless, and he just wasn't composed as he would. Time he get hit with a shot, he just want to go all in, just like Robbie Lawler used to do. Robbie Lawler used to blow his cap and start screaming up at the ceiling and shit, and just try to go all in and beating his opponent. Now, when you have that adrenaline dump, you got to deal with it. So when he went out there and beat the brakes off Tony Ferguson, that shit was the best performance of Justin Gaethje's career. I mean, right then I say, man, if he stays right there, Justin Gaethje can win a title. That right there was a good fight to see. I ain't gonna lie. He bloodied up Tony Ferguson so bad, I felt bad for him. I felt bad for Ferg. I ain't gonna lie. I felt bad for Ferg, man. Yeah, Cain Velasquez more so of a wrestler, but he could box. Shout out to Cain Velasquez, man. It's bad what happened to your kid, man. Real talk, it's real bad, man. I hope you don't do no time over that stuff, cause you know what? Anybody in his position, man, come on, bro. Shout out to JDS, yeah, JDS, man. JDS got better hands, in my opinion, than a lot of heavyweights. You know, he does. He got some really decent hands. Tony took a scary beating that night. I mean, Tony, look, believe it or not, Tony, man, I almost guarantee you. I don't even want to guarantee you. I take that back. I retract that. I assume that Tony Ferguson will have some pugilistic issues later on in life at a young age. I don't know. He's taking a lot of damage, bro. He's a tough dude. Tony Ferguson's a tough dude. He's taking a lot of damage, though. So if you really stay close to, like, looking at certain fighters who get pugilistic and start to slur their speech, it's not the same across the board. Some fighters, man, they took a lot of damage and they don't sound like Nate Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Nate Diaz kind of talked like that, period. But it's just worse now, being his body is getting older and all those, you know, all those fights and punishment that he took, you know, it sounds worse. But he's been talking like that for a long time. But you know, you listen to some of these fighters, man, you can barely understand what they're saying over there. That took a lot of punishment in MMA, even though they say MMA is much more healthier than boxing, because their striking target precedence is not just the head, it's the legs, ribs, the whole body. It encompasses the whole 8 limbs. The only limb that you can't really use, even though it's used in the clinch, is your head. You cannot headbutt anymore. Back in the day, you could headbutt. Hey, you remember that trick when they used to headbutt the shit out them motherfuckers. Headbutting and kicking a fighter like his head was a soccer ball over in Japan was legal, y'all, back in the day. You could kick them straight up in their head, man. And just think about it. Back then too, you can wear shoes in the ring. How would you like to be across from Kevin Randleman or Mark Coleman, and they got them wrestling shoes on, and they about to got there put your ass on Spirit Airlines, nigga. they about to take you for a flight. Talk about that. Them dudes showed up with wrestling shoes on. I know what they're coming in here to do. They about to suplex. You know what I'm saying? One of the most craziest suplexes ever. Kevin Randleman, Fedor Emelianenko. He could have broke that man's neck. I mean, if somebody has a freaking, you talking about a poster dunk on somebody, that right there is a poster suplex like you'll ever see it. Real talk. Randleman left the ground when he had Fedor up in the air and suplexed him on his neck. Unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? That's just like Rampage slamming Arona in the slam that made him famous, man. He was trapped in a triangle choke. He picked him up and slammed him. Oh my God, I can go on and on. See, with Trick of the building, I know, man. You know, shit. Trick be bringing up goddamn the memories, boy. Man, shout out to Justin Gaethje. I always been a fan of Justin. I just didn't like how he just, you know, kind of get, he'll black out a little bit, and he'll just go in there and get his ass beat. He's another fighter that's just, you can tell by his speech, man. His speech, he's taking a lot of punishment. But I like Justin Gaethje, man. I like Justin Gaethje as a fighter, bro. Yeah. Pride days, man, you can kick somebody in their freaking head like a soccer ball. God damn. Dude, that is barbaric. You know what I'm saying? Mark Coleman could crack. I'm telling you, man, Mark Coleman was crazy, dog. Mark Coleman was crazy back then, shredded. Him and Kevin Randleman was good friends, man. Both of them was shredded. And we all know back then, drug testing was absent. You know what I'm saying? That's why you had some of them beasts over there in Japan. Alistair Overeem. Nigga had muscles on top of muscles, dog. I don't know, bro. Good question. I don't know how he didn't break his neck, man, because goddamn Randleman slammed him on his head. I mean, I'm talking about a wrestler, a world-class wrestler slammed Fedor on his head. He should have been paralyzed, bro. He should have been paralyzed, man. That shit's wild. What about a dude who tried to throw Buddy out the ring? Let me see. You talking about Montana Love? You talking about boxing or MMA? Because you can't really throw somebody out the cage. Shit, the cage too fucking high. Who you talking about throwing him out the ring? You talking about Montana Love? You know, try to throw a boy out the ring. There's been some crazy moments. Yeah, Mirko Krokoff, man, was a monster. Yeah, right leg hospital, left leg cemetery. Yeah, man, Mirko. God damn. It's still to this day, man. When people mention Mirko, right? This is a guy who I would have loved to see younger, who compete in MMA today, to see if he would have improved his game a little bit, because he did have them brutal ass leg kicks. But you know, you also have to remember when when Mirko was coming up, I think, you know, he started to improve his competition a little bit. And I'm trying to find out. It's still crazy, man, how that fight turned out. I'm gonna tell you who I'm talking about. Gabriel Gonzaga. I still can remember that fight with Gabriel Gonzaga. You know what I'm saying? Gabriel Gonzaga head kicked Mirko Krokov, right? Am I right about that? I could have sworn it was Gabriel Gonzaga. Let me see if I'm right, man. I could have sworn that was him. I might be wrong on that one. Who did he head kick, though? Who did he head kick? Heel hook. Damn. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, the first time they fought. That's what I thought. The first time that they fought. Yeah. The first time that they fought, man, he head kicked Mirko, of all people. And Mirko is known for his freaking leg kicks. You know what I'm saying? Mirko is known for his head kicks. And he head kicked the shit out of Krokov, man. In round one, too. In round one, I was like, God damn, what am I looking at, man? Alistair Overeem is the only man I ever seen with double trap muscles. Yeah, man. He said he was eating that freaking horse meat. You know what I'm saying? He was eating horse meat or something like that. Alistair was a freaking chiseled goddamn piece of granite over there. And another fighter that I like, man, that I just leave the crazy there, man. I'd just like to have a conversation with him, you know what I'm saying, and talk about his freaking fighting career, and that's Badahati. Badahati, that dude right there, something seriously wrong with him. I used to like to watch him fight, though, man. He's going to give you some entertainment, man. Tank. His name was Tank. I can't remember right at the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gonzaga versus Krokov. Man, he head kicked. Gonzaga head kicked the kicker in round one and knocked him clean out, bro. Like, come on. Come on, man. Gabriel was a BJJ guy. Nobody expected that head kick. Yeah. I mean, you can look at Tim Sylvia, too. Tim Sylvia really was just a striker. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, he was able to earn his status, you know, as a big man in the sport based off his striking. But, you know, what ruined him with him getting, you know, knocked out by Ray Mercer. But he had his run, though, in UFC. He did. He had his run. He didn't get the respect he deserved. Stand-up striker. Pretty decent. Not too much on the ground. But it's unfortunate he didn't really get his respect. But you know, the people who were saying that he wasn't all that, it even validated their point when Ray Mercer knocked him out. And I was going for Mercer that fight, too. You know what I'm saying? A boxer coming over there fighting a mixed martial artist. I was going for Ray Mercer. You know? I never was a Tim Sylvia fan like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Tank Abbott. I don't know. I can't remember the Tank guy in the boxer ring trying to throw somebody out. I can't put it together. But hey, everybody, I did like close to an hour and a half. Appreciate y'all for pulling up once again. And like I said, you know, for those individuals that don't like it, you know, when it comes down to it, I think the fight was fixed. I'll stand on it. You know what I'm saying? I'll stand on that. Francis Ngannou did not fight Anthony Joshua like he did Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury is the reigning WBC champion. And you just don't cross over to another sport and act like you had to take the blue or the red pill. You know what I'm saying? Shit don't work like that. He knew what he was taught and trained on as a UFC heavyweight champion. And when he came over there to fight Joshua, check this out, man. He wasn't sitting up there thinking about, oh, Anthony Joshua hits harder than Tyson Fury. He just seen the man They showed film of that Alexander Usyk fight. Come on, that was a championship fight, 12 rounds per fight, and he lost both of them. Why would they come in there all timid about Joshua's punching power? That shit was always suspect. Always. It was always suspect. Wilder's punching power was absolutely certified legit. Put the certificate on it. It's all about how you line it up. It's all about who your opponent is. You know what I'm saying? But a warehouse worker and Jermaine Franklin, he goddamn went the distance. I guess he didn't have the experience either, huh? But y'all hold it down. Enjoy your day. You know what I'm saying? It's Tuesday. Salute to everyone. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game.